Awkward.
I'm clicking the wrong buttons.
Oh,
What is happening right now?
we're so professional. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, finishing advent calendars after Christmas, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here each and every single week, the Lego building Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
How are you?
I am here on time.
Yes.
Yes.
Far cry from last week.
Far cry indeed.
Yeah.
I think after how many years have we been doing this? 5 years? Doing
yeah.
this? We've been doing it for 5 years.
No. 6 now, right?
This is our 6th year.
Yes. It'll be 6 years in May.
Yes. So 6 years, and this is the first. Last week was the first time I was late to the show.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Thankfully we had a stand-in.
Yes.
But and legitimately, I didn't think you were gonna show. Like, you were so late at that point that I'm just like, he's just not gonna show. He's just gonna go home and just say fuck it.
No, God, the show must go on, Jason.
Yes.
The show must go on.
And it did, and we're here this week. And what are we talking about this week?
Well, I'm pretty sure that since you brought up the advent calendar, out of the advent calendar, out of one of those days, I'm pretty sure this is the
Marauder?
so small,
So
small version of the Marauder
Right.
from the Bad Batch,
Yes.
which started back up January 4th.
Yeah.
Fourth?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Whenever it was last week, a few days before this is being taped.
Yes.
Since this is a podcast. And we're talking about the Bad Batch episodes 1 and 2.
Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna do that.
Lots of fun. Good times for all.
Yes.
Indeed.
Do we have it? Oh, there is a day in Star Wars. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. It's there. Should we start by talking about Patreon first?
Yeah, and I will correct Jason with the stand-in. Luna Girl was a guest on the show last week, not a stand-in for me. She was a guest.
What difference does it make?
Well, I mean, it does have implications.
Oh,
It's
I didn't.
not-
I didn't mean any negative connotation.
Right, I
by that.
know, but it's just it
Whatever.
makes me look better if I say that. Now I look better than you.
Whatever. If you're enjoying the Sidebar Cantina's content, consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast and help make it possible for us to continue to bring you quality content week after week. Speaking of which, I'm going off script here for a minute, Kristen. We received enough funds in our Patreon to upgrade our microphones, which we will be doing very soon. So that is where your Patreon money is going.
Do
to.
it for Mama.
Yeah, for equipment for us to sound better for you.
Yes,
Because you are the reason why we're here.
that's right.
Disclaimer, quality is subjective. Your mileage may vary. We'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons: Lord Helmet Fire, my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein, Ivo G, Dragon Buddy, Wally Frogmore, Frank Kalevich, Kristen Roscom, Frederick Martin, Don Solsky, Catherine Rennick, David Schmuck, Scott and Kim from the Use and Abuse podcast, Nicholas Schaefer, Nick from Swede Studios, and Shotgun Mark. If you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/the Sidebar Cantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this. Back to you, Dave.
In Red 5 headlines, see, I'm going to go right into it without any things.
You just stopped just to say that, so you're not going right into it.
In Red 5 headlines, the Red 5 BioLink has been revamped.
It doesn't count when you stop to say, see, look what I'm doing.
Extra Techie and Luna Girl have been updating the link with a better way to find your favorite podcast. Check it out. Go to bio.link/red5 and click on the Sidebar Cantina. Also, you will find that the inactive pods have been archived at the bottom. Really stressing that inactive pods thing.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
um, Want a podcast suggestion? Hit up Luna Girl on our Sidebar Cantina, Sidebar Twitter, or Instagram DMs. She will match you with a podcast you will absolutely love. We're on Red 5 after the show.
All right.
Unprompted.
All right. So we should go ahead and say this now. It is in our notes, and he is in the chat talking his usual smack. But
he's only in the chat because of that too.
Probably.
Yeah, he's only been like, I'm going to jump into the chat just to make sure that there's some appropriate recognition.
Yes, and there is. It is now official. Big Swede is now the winner of the annual Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League.
Yes.
So congratulations to Big Swede.
Congrats, Swede.
Yes.
Yes.
Much to Kristen's chagrin, he ended up winning. And thankfully, thank God, like their game was not affected by the whole Bills Bengals game whatsoever, because that would have been fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have. Can we talk about that for a hot second?
Sure.
Dude.
Because, yeah, that happened like right after we went off the air.
It did.
Last week.
Like, I got home, I was on the computer doing something else, and I was getting messages from everybody. Like, Luna Girl messaged me, like, a bunch of people texted me, like, dude, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Like, no. So I logged into Hulu just in time, like, for ESPN. It was like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were, like, just coming out of like a second commercial break, and you're just seeing the reaction of the players. Like that was not even like, oh, this person may be paralyzed type reaction. No, that was like they saw something just absolutely that was horrific.
Yeah, like this guy might be dead kind of thing.
Right. And to be honest, he was. I mean, you see that replay. Homeboy was dead. He died. Like, he was resuscitated on the field, and like, thank the maker, he was in a place where he could get immediate medical response. Like, there's thousands of people that are watching you at that particular moment when it happens. And there's medical response immediately, which saved his life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If they didn't start CPR as soon as they did, as it was, with what happened, he only had a just over 50% chance, of living through that, and only with immediate CPR.
Yep. And though on the flip side of that, I just saw a news story right before we started getting ready for the show here that he just got released from the hospital.
Yeah.
And he's on his way back to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So how about that?
It's absolutely insane. So the absolute, just how lucky he was to be, if you unlucky, I guess, to be in a situation to get hit at just the right moment in just the right spot to fucking cause this type of arrest. But at the same time, if that does happen, you have the responders there. You have the medical facilities, the trauma center, like minutes from the stadium. All of those things contributed to him being able to walk out a week later.
Yeah.
So
fucking crazy.
It is phenomenal. I think the way the NFL and the media kind of football stopped. In my entire lifetime of watching football, and I grew up a football kid. Right? I was born in October in Philly, in the shadow of the vet, as I infamously say. I've been watching football. I've coached football. Played football. This is never in my life have I seen anything like this.
Yeah. And
the fact that football stopped for everybody for 3 days.
Yeah. Like I watching the NFL.com's website, they didn't change anything outside of Damar Hamlin's status.
Yeah, there was no this is what the playoffs will look like, and the people that did the Skip Bayless fucking tweet, which I screenshotted because I wanted to keep it because I hate that fucking douchebag.
Oh yeah, he got his ass reamed for that.
Oh yeah, he did, and then apparently he was trying to backpedal on even his apology initially after that was fucking some backhanded bullshit. But yeah, I mean, football stopped. Yeah. And it was unprecedented that it would stop like that, like across the league. Stop that, because every one of those guys and every person that puts on a helmet to play football looked at that and went like 9 minutes of fucking chest compressions. 9 minutes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And if you're a player and you see that on the field, there's a difference between a guy getting on a stretcher and going and getting carted off the field and a guy getting chest compressions on that same field.
Yep.
Like that means that person's dying or dead.
Yeah.
So that's a completely different visceral thing. And anybody who says otherwise, any non-sports person, like there's probably a bunch of nerds listening like, yeah, well, this. No, stop it. Like if you, in any part of your life and you see something like this, you see somebody drop, CPR performed, that type of thing. When you see something like that, there is a change.
Yeah,
like you can't.
And there was no fucking way they were continuing that game.
No, God no. The fact is, a guy I used to work with, in the squadron I'm in now, he was at the game in the end zone.
Oh,
like
shit.
He's a Bengals fan.
Yeah,
right. And it was a whole big thing. Like he had it on Facebook. They were like they had bought super expensive tickets, and like it was him and his son and somebody else, and they're like had pictures, and they had a touchdown right in front of them. Like he was. It's just this, celebration of like, oh man, we're at the game and it's one of the most important games of the season, and then this happens.
Yeah,
and like kind of seeing it as he was posting it, just trying to like explain to his kids, and like it was me personally. I don't know how it was for you, but the coach in me. I looked inside myself and said, like, if that had happened on the field while I was coaching, I couldn't do it again. And a week later, I stand by that.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, and there's a difference between like, oh, in the military, if I tell you, all right, you're going to go fly that mission, you may not come back. Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah.
Because in our former line of work, that came with the job, right?
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what
that's kind of what we signed up for.
Right. That's not what everyone else has signed up for.
Right.
So the idea that you're on the field getting resuscitated is that's like, whoo, that's not part of the job description.
Yeah.
And if I'm coaching youth sports and seeing something like that, and that somebody's fucking dead on the field like that, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't go back.
That'd be tough.
And thank the maker for the sake of all those players that he got the immediacy of the care and was able to walk out of there this week that for all the other football players, that tells them like at least they're playing, and the potential is there that it could happen. It's that golden BB, but at least they're in a spot where even in the most worst possible scenario, they're more likely to live.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, that's a roundabout way of saying congratulations to Big Swede on winning our fantasy football league.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking forward to doing it again next year.
Yeah. Swede, and just not to put too fine a point on it, the Swede won the toilet bowl last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so yeah, he went from worst to first.
Yes, I believe he created the toilet bowl trophy and then mailed it out to. Oh no, he had it the first year, and I think he send it out to Orange Jacket guy. Was that this year? I don't know. It's tough to track all that out of the losers bracket. I got who made the I don't know. Regardless, you know what? Own it.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. But either way,
the champions trophies in the men's room.
Yeah. So, congratulations. Moving on. We while Dave catches his breath, we have a day in Star Wars today. So we do this every once in a while, and today's a good day. because this is kind of the start of a trend. And on this day, January 9th in 1987, Star Tours opens at California's Disneyland theme park.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I gotta switch my tab back to the yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I remember riding Star Tours around that time, maybe a year or two after it came out. I went to Disneyland with my cousin Jeff, and Star Tours had just opened not long before that, and rode it. And then I've ridden it dozens of times in subsequent years, and it's constantly changed. That's the big thing about Star Tours, is it's constantly changed over the years. It used to not be 3D, it's 3D now. They have all kinds of new scenarios. They made new scenarios for the sequel trilogy, like the John Boyega and fucking Oscar Isaac filmed new scenes for it.
Right.
They changed like who was in charge, like the droid flying the thing. So it's evolved over the years, and eventually it birthed what is now Galaxy's Edge at both Disney parks. So
Right.
this was the start of that relationship between Disney and George Lucas.
Right. And what's funny is too, like you look at that Star Tours vehicle, that's like it's a Star Trek thing. Like when I look at it, it's like
Yeah.
oh, it's a Star Trek.
Well, because you got to remember, it was in '87, so we're already 4 years removed from Jedi at
Right.
this point. So,
they were grasping.
yeah.
But no, I did it once.
Yeah.
I've only had done it once, and it was when I was in. I was there for a senior trip, so I was in '94.
94.
94
At Disneyland?
World.
I don't know if they have Star Tours at Disney World, do they?
They had in what's it called? The movie bit.
Hollywood Studios?
Yes,
Okay.
they had a version of it
Okay.
that was there.
All right.
Because when you walk through there, you had the AT-AT, the big AT-AT that it kind of you walked underneath it and you kind of went in.
I've never been to the one in
Oh, okay.
Florida, so.
Yeah, I think I have pictures of it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Very cool. All right, then. Should we talk about our weeks?
yes,
Star Tours is how I discovered Star Wars. Oh, well, that's pretty awesome, Backyard TARDIS.
yes.
Huh. How about that?
That's a great way to be introduced to Star Wars. To be honest,
I'll say. So anyway, I have some additions to
The sacred Jedi.
this week, as I always do.
every time.
First and foremost, got this guy. It's kind of relevant today. Clone Commander Gree, which is one of the jungle clones. This is probably one of the guys that got decapitated by Yoda in Revenge of the Sith. So the thing about this, I'm looking at it and I'm like, Clone Commander Gree. Okay, that's an interesting name, Gree. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
He's green.
He's green. Did they just say, well, he's green? All right, he's Gree. Like Gree.
Yep.
That sounds like a Lucas thing.
That's exactly what they did.
That's exactly what something like George would do.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Green camouflage. Gree it is.
Yeah. So the other one I got, I actually pre-ordered this one maybe a month ago.
Okay.
And I was not expecting it to come in already. I had no idea when it was supposed to come out, but it is from the Kenobi series, specifically the Grand Inquisitor.
Ah, that's creepy how much that looks like that guy.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So he can go on the shelf next to Reva. I'm Reva. And the other Inquisitor I have up there. Now I need it. So I have the 3 Inquisitors from Kenobi in Black Series form. But there are other Inquisitors out there, like the chick from the fucking game, Jedi Fallen Order. And I think there's one other one. And of course, they're both fucking expensive now. But I have to get all the Inquisitors. So
Yeah.
that's that.
Level of detail is just amazing.
Yeah, we'll give you one more close-up shot of the face.
In your
Look at that. Look at that. Look at
Look at it.
that. So that's the additions to,
The sacred Jedi.
which again, we still have to revamp the whole studio. So we'll do that eventually. So my Black Series can be on full display.
Yes, Dave didn't bring his implements of his construction today.
Yeah. I have been playing a video game lately.
Oh yeah.
And I have invested a shitload of time into this video game. I am playing a game called The Dungeon of Naholbuck. It's a
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, it's a tactical RPG, very similar to like the Final Fantasy Tactics game that's out there, for anybody who's familiar. But it's funny because it's like it's kind of like a comedy. It's one of those like satire video games. Like it's like the Deadpool of video games, where there's a lot of like fourth wall breaking, a lot of like making fun of like video game stereotypes, particularly with like tabletop RPGs and video game RPGs. The game is fucking awesome though. The tactical battles are really, really good. And I actually found the game. It was free on Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass. I saw it. I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. Some interesting art. I installed it, played it for a few minutes. I'm like, oh, this is fun as hell. And then I went and I bought it on the PC, and I've been playing it on the PC.
Nice. Nice.
Just because like it's just easier for me to play games on the PC. So I've been doing that. But yeah, anybody who's into tactical RPGs and or funny, hilarious games, check out The Dungeon of Naholbuck. It's it was on super sale on Steam over the last couple of weeks when they were having their big holiday sale. That's over though. I also bought Squadrons on that, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I bought it because it was like $6 or some shit.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, dirt cheap. So one of these days I'll bust out the joystick and the throttle and I'll.
So I wonder if because you got it on Steam, if it'll crossplay over on.
Well, it had crossplay ability, right?
I think it did. I don't know if it had crossplay between console though.
Oh,
but if they're both PC, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Be worth trying.
Yeah,
it would be nice to have like a wingman going into certain areas.
Oh sure.
And so like okay, I'm the guy behind me is not a fucking bad guy.
Like some retarded AI or something.
Right. Yeah.
All right. And the last thing that I have is, and I hate to get back into football because I know not everybody's a football person out there, but isn't it great that our teams, the 49ers and the Eagles, are the top 2 seeds in their conference?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who'd have thought that at the start of the season? Like,
Not
I wouldn't have.
Not I.
But yeah, like our 2 teams are the top 2 teams in the conference, and it'll be really interesting if they both make the championship.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because it'll be
Philly. It'll be here too. So that'll be, they would probably be too expensive to go though.
Probably.
Yeah.
But, watch party.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like if the Niners and the Eagles are in the NFC Championship, we're doing some kind of party.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I not going to hold my breath because it's the Eagles.
Oh,
but
trust me, the Seattle game scares the fuck out of me because, they've already beat Seattle twice this year, and it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season.
This is true, but it's Geno Smith.
Oh, I know they suck, but fuck, I hate Seattle so much. And this is something God would do to me. The 49ers have the best team they've had in years. They actually have somebody competent at quarterback for the first time in God knows how fucking long. And now all of a sudden, like, he's going to make us lose to fucking Seattle in round 1. So
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. If Vegas starts thinking that way, then maybe you should be worried, but I think you'll be all right.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, no, I just wanted to mention that. Just very cool that it's our 2 teams as the 2 best teams.
Cool. Yeah, especially Eagles with the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Everything has to come through here. Yeah. It's scary.
Good times.
I'm
good
not
times.
ready for it.
All right. Well, luckily you don't have to worry about it for 2 weeks. So
Facts.
So that's my week. What about you?
So the big event for me for the week was it was my wife and I's 24th wedding anniversary.
Nice.
So we spent the weekend in New York City because
And you lived to tell the tale.
I did.
So that's good.
Hey, I'm in New York. I got a gun. Let's go to a Broadway show. I said that as we came out of the Lincoln Tunnel, and I fucking said it. Good.
Wait, you drove there?
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
All right, because I don't like trains.
Oh my God, Dave.
Trains, listen.
You would rather drive in New York City traffic than take the fucking train and just walk?
Yes. Well, we walked everywhere once we got into the city.
Well, of course you did. You can't drive anywhere.
I mean, you can, but it's like just
It's a fucking nightmare.
stupid.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Here, if you're gonna, like, we were there overnight.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we drove in. We stayed at a hotel right in by Times Square, right?
Okay.
So, and an Embassy Suites because free breakfast.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
and free drinks. So, I assumed that they would have a valet and be able to park, but they didn't. They had a parking garage that was like attached to the building.
Okay.
So, once I parked the car, that was it. I mean, yeah, you had the initial drive into the city, which kind of sucked, but we went there on Saturday morning. Traffic wasn't even that bad.
That's good.
And then when we left on Sunday, I mean, yeah, traffic sucked, but it was after we went to a show, which I'll get into here in a second. So the problem is if we had taken the train, right? So we got out of the show. It was like, I don't know, 6:00, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So then we got to get from Broadway. We got to get down to Penn Station, right? Then you got to get on the train. Now you're fucking riding the train all the way back. Then you got to get from there into your fucking car.
Yeah.
Because you have to get on the train in Hamilton. You can't take Patco.
Right.
Right. So you have to go on the train and out of the train in Hamilton, get in your fucking car and still drive an hour.
It's a long trip.
Yeah. So taking the train in is great. It's coming home that's a real pain in the fucking dick.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not worth it. I'd rather be able to control when I get home. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm hungry. I want to stop and get something to eat. I can pull off and fucking do that. Trains, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know who's in control of a train?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is anybody in control of a train?
Yeah, exactly. There's, some fucking idiot in a tractor trailer pulls their load across the tracks, not paying attention to anything going on because they're in a hurry, and then all of a sudden the fucking train's derailed.
Yeah.
Like listen, I'm a relatively intelligent human being who has awareness of accidents in aviation and other things. I can tell you that trains are not inherently safe. So
okay,
I would rather drive.
All right, fair enough.
So, saying all that, we went into New York on Saturday morning. Parked the car, and fucking force marched around. Went to Rockefeller Center.
The usual touristy stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your Facebook picture. You guys kissing in front of the tree.
Very sweet. That was all.
I wanted to say that too, because I saw Kathy's post of the two of you like kissing in front of the tree, and I wanted to just write gay.
If it was on my thing, that would have been fine, but it was not.
It was Kathy's.
It was on her page,
so I refrained. I just gave it a like and moved on
because it's not just her. It's not just our anniversary. It's also her birthday. So
yeah. Which brilliant, by the way. Dave is a mastermind when it comes to that. Married his wife on her birthday.
Yeah. Well, hey, timing is everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like shotgun wedding before fucking deploying. Yeah, it works out.
Yeah. Hey.
In a snowstorm, by the way.
Oh.
But that's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're at the St. Patrick's Cathedral, right? And kind of going through there, which churches have it wired these days, right? You go into the church and they're like, hey, you can make a donation through fucking Apple Pay, right? So you can fucking,
So you don't even have an excuse. You give it, I have no cash.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Scan this QR code to fucking make a donation, right? Brilliant.
Thumb $100 and help save the clock tower.
Right. So went through there, came out, and I'm like, all right, let's try and go in the Lego store. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not at that time of day. Right. It is the Lego store is one of those places that everyone apparently that goes to New York wants to go to because the line was wrapped out of the store around the building.
That's just to get into the store?
Just to get in.
God.
Well, because they were controlling access to get into the Lego store.
Yeah.
So
it's like every time a person goes out, they let somebody in kind of thing.
So it wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah.
Because it was already dark, right? And we didn't have anything to do per se, but it was like we were staying here in the cold.
Yeah.
To go into the Lego store. So we decided the next morning we were just gonna go and go first thing, right? Opens at 11. So we're like, all right, we'll be in line. We'll be first ones in there.
Yeah.
So we get, we just walked around the city. We walked around, saw stuff, stood in front of the Empire State Building, which, by the way, I don't like New York, right? I don't like New York City in particular. Like, a lot of it has to do with the people.
Yeah.
The city itself I don't know. There's just not, I just don't. You realize how small a city Philadelphia is when you're
So small.
so small. How small a city Philadelphia is when you're in a city like New York.
Oh yeah.
And
My penis so smooth.
and I appreciate Philly for what it is. Especially my little spots in Philly, because you can look. NYC walking around, like, I never really felt in danger. Rockefeller Center had fucking more cops in there than I've ever seen in my life. I saw a bunch of dudes in full up fucking their tactical gear with helmets and fucking web gear with M4s, the whole shooting match.
Yeah.
Out in front of FAO Schwartz.
Shit.
So, I never felt like unsafe, but we also never left like between Fifth Avenue and fucking Broadway.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to venture too far off.
No. So that wasn't an issue. We kind of walked down to Times Square and looked around down there. So it was like, whatever. I take
Well,
it.
it sounds like a good experience overall.
Yeah, we had a good time, but I was standing in front of the Empire State Building. I'm like, this is one of those things. The in this city that I just enjoy looking at, because it is just one of those engineering marvels that. It's kind of like the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, this is concrete and steel, and just a motherfucker that went like, I want to build the tallest building in the world. How do we go about doing that? Let's put steel and fucking and granite into the ground and fucking do it. And it's a giant phallic symbol in the middle of the world that was the tallest building in the world for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It is the dick measuring of all dick measuring when you talk about like what's the tallest building. Like,
Yeah.
it's taller than the Empire State Building.
So you don't get like anxiety if you're standing at the bottom of the Empire State Building and you look up and just look at how fucking high it goes? That gives me anxiety for some reason. Like when I'm there and I'm like at the base of one of those fucking buildings and I look straight up, like, ugh. Even though I've gone up in the Empire State Building at least 2 or 3 times in my life,
Right.
it still like fucking freaks me out being at the bottom and looking up.
No, I had interesting anxiety moments. That wasn't one of them, because I was in a different mindset just for that, because I'm appreciating, like, I'm not really looking
The
at
big
the height.
glistening cock
Yes,
in the air.
right. And it's not less glisten because there's so much this stonework and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's an engineering marvel that was in 1931.
Yeah. Fucking weird to think that that's like almost 100 years old.
Yeah, it's 91 years old right now, or almost 92 years old right now. So it's like, fuck, that thing's going to be 100 years old.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So that was cool. Anyway, the whole reason we were there, the long story short, was so I got tickets to see Music Man in New York City, and the star of said show was Hugh Jackman.
The actual Hugh Jackman.
The actual Hugh Jackman.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And we all know Hugh Jackman is fucking, Wolverine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he also was Jean-Paul Jean in fucking Les Mis, right?
Yep.
So
he was also the Greatest Showman,
yes.
where he also sang.
Yes. So, and you think when you see it in the movies, like you always have that little like bit of doubt, like, is he really singing?
Right.
Like, is he really doing all this stuff? Dude, he's legit.
Yeah.
He was it was the entire evening. Like, Kathy and I, we have season tickets for the Kimmel Center there in Philadelphia. We go see a lot of shows. And we appreciate the theater. And he went out there and did it was great.
Nice.
It was a great performance. It wasn't like some actor who was just doing it to do it. It was a guy who was obviously just having a great fucking time.
And he was into it.
Oh yeah, he was into it. He was. You could just tell. You could just tell he was having a good time. The theater. It was a relatively small theater. It was built in the 20s, right? So, you know, the theater made it more personal, and you know, the crowd was super into it because he wasn't like the first person on stage. He was kind of like in the beginning of Music Man, it's on a trolley. And like he was just one of the passengers on the trolley, and then all of a sudden, he kind of realized it's him. But yeah, it was great. Like I equate it to, I just been calling it like he's like a Gene Autry, like Bing Crosby. These guys that back in the day were like all the movies that they did were song and dance men. Yeah. Right. And this is what movies were. And he has the chops to do it. The dude was singing, dancing, tap, like you name it. There was one particular scene too where he, the woman, the female lead, right, they're engaged in conversation, and she pushes him, right, but she pushed him real hard, and he wasn't like ready for it. Like it was a little bit harder than usual, maybe. And he like kind of stumbles back, right, and you could tell that this push was just a little extra. Yeah. And so he was like, he kind of taken aback. So now he's like improving, like, and he's coming in like Tyson, like coming in at her, right, and. So she's standing there, and now she's trying not to laugh, like she's trying to be all stoic. Yeah. And so he's like coming in, and he's like trying to deliver a line, and he can't do it. Like so, it literally was just a couple of minutes
where they like kind of broke for a second.
They were just breaking up, and like
that's great.
He sat down and was just laughing, and then then they kind of got into it, and it was just a great experience. Legitimately, as many shows as I've been to on Broadway or off Broadway, like he's probably the most famous actor that I've ever seen performing live. Yeah. And it was great. He was great. And everyone, the whole cast was good, but he just was the expectation, and why I bought the tickets to the show. Kathy had never seen Music Man. Like I had
Kristen made me watch that very early on in our dating life.
I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, there's some good music in it, but it's not like, it's not one of those where I would have spent the money I spent to go if it wasn't Hugh Jackman, because he's only doing, I think this coming week is the last week of performances. Yeah. And that was an extension, and that's kind of how I found out about it. Like I saw an advertising for an extension. So if you're in the area and you want to go see it, good luck. Yeah. It's going to be expensive.
Oh, no doubt. You got to pay that Hugh Jackman money.
You are indeed. Like like you walk down Broadway and you see the big sign, Hugh Jackman, right? And something. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter, it's Hugh Jackman. Right. And then afterwards they the cast came out the stage door, and Kathy was like, "We gotta go." So we fucking go out, and us and 500 of our closest friends were standing around the stage door as people were coming out. And actually I got a couple of pictures of him. He came out and he was like working the crowd a little bit. And he apparently lives in New York. So yeah. He worked the crowd, took some pictures, took some selfies with people. And then like he got in his car and like was waving everybody as he was driving off. So it was just a really good experience.
Nice. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, it was not the worst ever. And then I got in the car and the Eagles were winning. So it ended up like, and that was the thing. Like the Eagles were playing during this. Right. Like the Eagles game kicked off. The show started at 3:00. Eagles kickoff was at 4:45. So I was in the middle of the show when the Eagles game was happening. So this is the.
I mean, they were playing the Giants backups. Come on.
This was an important game
for you.
This was an important,
obviously not for the Giants.
This was an important game, and I had bought the tickets long before they announced the schedule for the games, and I'm not saying it would have affected my decisions, but you know, I wasn't paying attention. I was fully engaged with my wife and what we were doing.
Good.
So
Yeah.
that
I
was,
think you'd end up in the doghouse if you'd been like constantly checking scores during the fucking.
yeah, it wouldn't have been
show.
good. Although my phone was fucking just blowing up, and I had it on silent, but I didn't have it in theater mode. Yeah, I have movie theater mode.
Yeah.
Where it like stops.
So it's like kept
flashing.
lighting up.
Well, yeah, my watch is like lighting up underneath my shirt. I'm like, God, just stop it. Like Brad and Chuck just going back and forth and trying to egg me on and saying something after all. I'm just like, I'm not looking, not looking, not looking. Hugh Jackman, and ladies, for this fucking show, they put Hugh Jackman in the tightest pants. You want to talk about gay? The tightest pants. I'm like, this is the most obvious ploy to attract women and men that I've ever seen. Because I literally went like, like what is happening right now?
Right.
I have no control over my emotions.
Yeah.
I want to be a large black woman. I said that.
Why?
I said that last week. I might as well stick with it.
I hope I didn't say that out loud just now.
But yeah, so New York experience was good, and I did end up going to the Lego store. We were first in, spent 45 minutes to an hour and a half maybe in there. Had a personalized Lego thing built.
Oh, nice.
Which by the way, I don't recommend it, and this is why. It's cool. It's a cool thing. If you do it with your kid and you got a younger kid, like totally cool. It's not a. It's basically it's a print. I don't know where the minifigure is, but it's basically a white body, right? Because it's only the body that they're customizing. It's not a head or the legs or anything else. So it's only the body.
Okay.
It's only $12, right? But it's the body, and so you're limited in the options that you can choose. I mean, you can do a paint, like a self paint. So if you wanted to paint, like, you know, with whatever you want on there, you can do that.
Like I eat ass.
Right. You could do that. You could type it too. It's just so
like on the Lego guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
okay.
could totally do that. You can do it on the front and the back if you want to.
Okay.
And it just prints right onto the white. So I chose I didn't bring it with me. I forgot it this morning. But I chose it looks like a flight jacket, right?
Oh, okay.
And it has a set of wings, and I put Dave underneath them.
Nice.
Right? And so it's like, you know, it's a little guy. It's fun. And I thought that the top would be blue because that's the way it looked in the screen.
Sure.
And it's not. It's the white top, and when it printed the blue. So it's like I kind of don't like that.
Yeah.
So we took blue arms off of the ones in the bin, and we fucking put the blue arms on it. So, which is totally legit.
Yeah.
We didn't steal arms. I left the white arms there. So yeah, we built a custom figure, cool for little kids, but it's not like a great customization option. Because I legitimately thought oh, it'd be cool if we did one for the show, but then you're limited into what heads are available. Like they have the build a minifigure bins on the second floor. So you're limited into what, okay, here's the heads that are available. And there's a lot of different ones, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But if you're looking for one just right one, yeah, it's tough. So
That's
again,
weird.
but there's lots of, oh my God, dude. So much cool shit in there. And there's a new TIE bomber out right now that is dead sexy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I stick to my TIE fighter display, you know, even my Darth TIE Advanced is not in the display. It's displayed elsewhere.
Yeah.
That TIE bomber is pretty fucking sexy.
Yeah.
And it's actually cheaper. It was cheaper if I had bought it in the store, at the Lego store.
Really, as opposed to online or something?
Yeah, buying it from Amazon.
No shit.
And honestly, because I did the Lego VIP membership thing, I probably only buy Legos through Lego now.
Yeah.
Just because of the points and shit, you're getting a lot of free stuff. So
Makes sense.
yeah, because Legos are my new pops.
Well, now they need to do like a Lego Visa card. So like every dollar you spend on
Don't
there, you get.
don't, Jason, don't. That would be that's a terrible idea.
Well, I mean, if you just do the same thing that me and Kristen do with Costco, we like put everything on the card, immediately pay it off, and then get all those rewards, which has been adding up. So.
Yeah, I'll bet. But no, you just get in trouble with the laser.
All right.
I highly doubt that Lego VIPs have their own Visa card.
Well, they should. So.
Give them any ideas, Jason.
Oh, it's coming.
Get me in so much trouble.
All right. Anyway, is that your week? Are you done?
I'm done. I'm done.
All right.
I saw Hugh Jackman's ass in tight pants live.
Sounds spectacular.
Song and dance, man. It was spectacular.
His ass is real and it's spectacular.
Yep.
All right. Do you need a break or anything before we get into our main topic?
No.
All righty. Well, then let's get into it. The Bad Batch is back, baby.
Yeah.
Omega and crew.
Let me tell you how excited I am.
Well, I've got the whole Bad Batch Black Series collection over here, and they're all excited to have Omega, Hunter, Wrecker, Tick, Echo, and Crosshair. They're all here. Well, Crosshair wasn't here these first 2 episodes.
No.
But, and we should probably start this off with spoiler alert. We are getting into all the spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for whatever reason, well, there's not much to spoil, honestly.
No, there's not.
Then turn it off.
No, because honestly, this was... If you're going to lead off a fucking series, a season 2, I expected more.
And you know what? I made those exact notes. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to shit all over these episodes. I still enjoyed the viewing experience, but to your point, yeah, it just started off like just 2 standard episodes that we would have seen in season 1.
Yeah.
You know? I think there was a little bit better character moments in these episodes than we got last season, but for the most part, yeah, it was just a very by the numbers, you know, Sid sends him out on a fucking mission and it's a 2-parter of them trying to...
You know what's funny? I put this on Disney Plus and I started watching it and I suddenly heard the voice guy who was doing a read and blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh cool, they're doing that again. I'm gonna get to that for the show.
Oh, I think
then
I know where this is going.
I'm starting to watch it. I'm like, wait a minute. I started season 1, episode 1. So I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe I'll get something in season 2, and I go to season 2, and it might, like you said, it might as well have been fucking episode 13 or whatever of season 1. It was a little disappointing from that aspect.
Yeah, it was like overall, yes, it was an underwhelming experience for the Bad Batch is back. Boom, let's get into it. No big revelations. Well, there's one thing that I do want to talk about, but I mean, nothing cosmic or different happened in this that didn't happen last season. So,
right.
Again, though, spoiler alert, as we are going to get into the details of these episodes. And let's just start with the first episode, Spoils of War. And it starts off, this is basically the trailer, that trailer that we got a month ago, where they're on like this tropical island and
with the crabs.
Yeah, they run around the corner with the fucking, wreckers holding the thing. And we went over the plan 5 times.
I got that thing.
Yeah. And so yeah, they're being chased by the fucking crabs. Omega looks slightly older. Like her appearance is slightly different. Like maybe she's like, I don't know, a year older at this point. But I tried to find out a distinctive time plot for this, but it just says, like, at least on Wikipedia, like all of the Bad Batch is 19 BBY. So it still looks like she's matured at least a little bit since the last season. But she's definitely more powerful with the bow, because if you remember, she learned how to use that laser bow.
Right.
She got it last season, and she was starting to get used to it and starting to get good at it. Now she's just like a fucking crack shot, just doom, 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 shooting all those fucking crabs off of the ship. And
yeah, and I think they made a point too of in these 2 episodes talking about how she's learning the trade, as it were, of like, okay, this is how she's obviously mastering certain aspects with the bow. learning stuff about like the ships and things like that, which comes into play more in the next episode.
Oh, you mean that at the very beginning when they're forcing her to study ships?
Right.
You think that's going to to play later on in the episode?
Like it might be a little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah,
maybe
just a little bit. But yeah, no, is kind of coming into her own, but they're still making her study. They're making her train and everything. So they're being, decent parents to her, right?
Right.
As opposed to just letting her just do whatever the fuck she wants, even though she still does whatever the fuck she wants at some point in these episodes. But we'll get to that. So yeah, they get off the tropical island, which we never found out what planet that was. I almost wonder if that was the same planet from Andor, fucking Planet Miami that he was on, where he was banging that whore in the hotel.
Yeah.
And he left his box in the fucking room.
You would think that they would have had like a sign that says like beware of the giant crabs.
Yeah.
Like in that other planet, because it seemed like they were pretty close to the beach.
Right.
Like how do you not disturb giant crabs like that? Like I feel like you need some sort of repellent or some sort of sign.
Yeah, they couldn't afford the crab repellent for that mission. So speaking of missions, they go back to fucking Sid's place, and they're still on Ord Mantell, which we have seen many, many times throughout Star Wars canon. That's where Sid and her bar is. And they went back, and there's this new character there. I can already tell this character's going to fucking annoy me. Wanda Sykes does the voice.
What are you talking about? This is my favorite character of the Bad Batch so far.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because she called out the entire fucking series right from the jump. This was like, oh man, this is fucking great. She basically like called out, wait, they're supposed to be different, but they don't like. She called out every little nuance.
Like they're clones, but they all look different.
Right, and this is the guy with the tattoo face. Like,
yeah, she called out Hunter your favorite character.
I'm like, where I need more of this fucking broad to show up and just basically talk down the Bad Batch. I need that to happen. And I love that it happened in the first fucking 5 minutes of the episode. It was great.
So this was a highlight for you.
Yes, this was the fucking apogee for me.
Yeah, for me, I'm just like, oh, this character is gonna get on my nerves. But
thankfully, she wasn't there for very long.
No, but she is voiced by comedian Wanda Sykes,
right.
Very very well known.
She's been. I feel like wasn't she in something else recently, like some other Star Wars bit?
I have no idea.
God, I feel like she was doing voiceover work for something else.
Yeah. But anyway, so they're given this mission to go to Sereno, which is Count Dooku's homeworld, which we've heard a lot about. And this is very interesting that they keep going back to Dooku in a lot of this new canon material. We talked a couple years ago about the audiobook, the Dooku Jedi Lost book.
Right.
They've talked about him in some novels. They just recently went back to his story in that Tales of the Jedi series. And now we're going back to his homeworld again for this. And we see some spots that we saw in the Clone Wars. If you remember his throne room, when they went into his throne room with the fucking glass and the window and the throne right there, I'm like, fuck, we've seen this before. And then come to find out, it was in that Clone Wars episode, the Night Sisters, that we watched years ago.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck, I knew this room looked familiar. So
yeah,
again, they keep going more and more into Dooku's backstory and kind of where he came from and some of his motivations.
Which I don't mind that at all.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, me either.
Like, I think it's a pretty major pivot for the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of the Jedi's involvement in what happens, as you're doing a forensic analysis of like what happened, what created the Empire, you have to look at Dooku.
Yeah, he was a pivotal part of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, between him and then Sifo Dyas,
right?
And we got a lot of his backstory with the Dooku books. So
right.
Yeah, very interesting, and I like that they're really delving into this a lot, and they're really getting into that story of Dooku. And,
I agree.
And of course, we're seeing a not so great side of him in this. Like, I like some of the stuff where he becomes disillusioned with the Jedi Order, and he's like, "Fuck this," because that's kind of how we felt at times about the Jedi. But
right.
In this particular one, this is showing more of the not so great side of Dooku when they go into his spoils of war. Hence the title of
right
of the
His
episode.
war chest.
Yeah, the war chest. Where
War
he's-
chest. Let's say war chest.
Yeah,
War chest?
Yeah.
War chest. War chest? Is there a war chest?
They do say that a couple times in
War
this
chest.
episode.
War chest. 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 Got to go back for the war chest. War chest. War chest.
Yeah. You got it all out of your system yet?
It's a war chest chest.
Oh my god. And so yeah, she sends him on a mission to get, basically it's like any
Get the
kind
war
of
chest.
Yeah, anything you can get your hands on, basically. Just get in there, fucking grab it and go.
Right.
And you'll make lots of money. Because
Isn't that what you want? Lots of money.
only money.
Right.
Now, this is when you get a little bit of interesting character conflict, because right from the get-go, Hunter's like, no, fuck it. I'm not in, because the Empire's there.
Right.
And he's like, I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to get Omega anywhere close to that.
Right. He did the RM and it was too high. So he's like, no, fuck this. No.
Right. And again, his motivation was mostly Omega at this point. Like he's more than the rest of the batch. He's really acting like the father figure for Omega, which, is carried on from season 1.
Which, because face tattoos will do that to you.
Yes, they make you more fatherly.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
I just assumed it was the bandana, but
Oh,
it
well,
must be
yeah,
the
that
face
too. I
tattoos.
forgot about the bandana. War chest. War chest. War
Yeah,
chest.
so this brings up an interesting conflict between Hunter and the rest of the batch, because the rest of them all vote. They're like, yeah, no, fucking, we're going. So, Hunter, you can come with us, but we're basically taking this mission. We voted. You don't get to make all the choices for us, which, it's legit.
I guess.
Yeah, so they basically talk him into going, and then him and Echo have a pretty interesting conversation about Omega that she half overhears and doesn't get the full context, but basically thinking, Echo's like, shitting on her.
Like, that's never been a plot point of anything ever.
No.
Like, oh no, they don't want me. Oh, I'm gonna go get into trouble now.
Yeah, and that comes into play later. But yeah, when they get to Sereno, it's full of actual clones, because at this point we had started to see the conscription of the stormtroopers in last season of the Bad Batch. The start of that, them bringing on stormtroopers is to replace the clones.
Right.
But here on Sereno, it's all clones.
Yeah, all clones all the time.
Yeah, and they're all led by that Captain Wilco, who I was wondering if we had ever seen him before. No, this is the first time he's ever appeared. So,
And for the last time we'll ever see him, because,
well, in episode 2, yeah.
spoiler alert,
Yeah, things get dark.
he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Fuck this pop filters.
Yeah, are you all right over there?
No.
Oh my god.
No, it's like, it keeps touching me.
Yeah.
So I want it. Sorry.
Yeah, this is like too distracting. I can't carry on until
Sorry,
you fix your fucking microphone.
Everyone who has to hear it.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Well, this is hilarious to watch. Hopefully you guys are getting the same effect that I'm getting watching this on YouTube as Dave tries to give a hand job to this fucking pop filter.
Like watching a monkey fuck a football over here.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
it like keeps like it's like I don't know how I'm saying I'm not that fat. But it's somehow because I'm super cognizant of being close enough to the mic.
Yes.
But this thing is like hitting me in the fucking chest.
Maybe you can go like the reach around method and wrap it around the backside.
Yeah, but then I have to like reach the keyboard.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to help here.
I know.
But all I know is you've completely derailed the show at this point with your antics.
It's my thing. It's what I do.
Well, good. Good to see some things haven't changed. Oh my god.
Go like this. Try like.
Luckily, truncated silence will take all of this out of the audio portion, but
Really?
fuck. Well, I don't know. You hear a lot of...
There's a lot of banging.
Yeah.
Why are you preparing? You're always preparing. Just go.
All right. I'm going to try to continue because this is killing me. So they get to Sereno and they split up. Bunch of them go into the shipping containers, because that's basically what it is. It's
Yeah.
like you'd see on a fucking cargo ship. You know,
Yep.
in the ocean somewhere, like these fucking just stacks and stacks of fucking shipping containers.
Right.
Except this time they're on a ship, and a spaceship. Spaceship. And yeah, so everybody but Hunter goes in initially to do the smash and grab. And they fucking, you know, clones are constantly patrolling. And one thing I noticed too, and this is something that's prevalent throughout these first 2 episodes, is they're still relying on the stun shots.
Yeah.
The batch. Like they only use the stun guns when they're going against other clones.
Right.
For the most part. We do get some casualties in the next episode.
Yeah, because there's no stun in the fucking ship. Like,
Well, that and the hand cannon that fucking
Well, yeah.
Wrecker makes. But yeah, so they still are treating the clones, the regs, with some amount of respect by not just like fucking killing them, while
Right.
the fucking clones are like straight up blaster bolt.
which irritates the shit out of me.
No, go ahead.
Why don't they think for a second, like, why are they only stunning?
Right, from the clone side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, why are the regs are like, why are they only stunning us?
yeah.
Like, they have blasters. Like, they have to assume that they could be shooting us, but they're only stunning us. Why?
Yeah.
Let's pull back and try and figure out their strategy here.
And, you know, we may see that later on down the line, because we know that there's still going to be more conflicts with the clones that are part of the Empire.
Any of the ones that
questioning their
can
orders.
think are probably going to get fucking shot in the face because they're like, oh wow, like something's not right about this. Hey, boss,
Yeah.
come here. Like, I got a question for you. Yeah, that does look like the end of a pistol.
All right, you're jumping the gun here. We gotta get through these episodes.
Sorry.
So yeah,
It's all one
Yeah.
congealed.
Oh, which by the way, so I watched these. I normally always watch when we do stuff like this. I'll watch it twice, right? I'll watch it once on the big TV with like Kristen or my son Adam. Which, by the way, sidebar to my sidebar.
Right.
My son Adam doesn't want to watch Bad Batch anymore. Like that was our thing last season. Like every new episode, like, oh Adam, you ready to watch Bad Batch? That was our thing to do together. That was
Right.
like one of our things that we did to like bond. Because I have something with each one of my sons.
Right.
Something that we do together. And now Adam doesn't want to watch Bad Batch with me anymore. He didn't want to watch Andor, and he doesn't want to watch Bad Batch. I'm like, oh, now I have nothing to.
No, you just have to find something else.
Yeah.
Because this Bad Batch is not the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I think it's gonna get better.
there's something out there that's definitely better. But
Either way,
either way,
I do think Bad Batch is gonna get better though. So yeah, they wait. Where was I going with the first sidebar? Fuck. Oh yeah. So I watched it on the big TV with Kristen. She decided to show mercy on me because Adam shunned me. So she watched it with me, and I went to go watch it a second time, and Disney Plus won't work on my fucking web browser for some reason. Has anybody else had this issue where I go to fucking play it in a web browser and the little thing just fucking spins forever? Restarted my computer. I tried a different browser. I always use Chrome, and I tried to log in on Edge and do it on Edge. Did the same fucking thing. I'm like, what the fuck? And of course, you go on their website and it's like, oh, did you turn off your computer and turn it back on again? Yes, asshole, I did that. They're like, you need to clear your browser's cache. Motherfucker, it ain't that. So I don't know what the fuck's wrong.
I don't either.
So
I didn't have any issues. I was using it
okay.
on my phone and the PC. You know,
All right.
I didn't have any issues, but
Well, Dragon Buddy's telling me that the browser does fuck up a lot. Okay, well, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
yeah, I've been fortunate, I guess. I really haven't had any issues like that.
Yeah. So, but anyway, the moral of that story was I've only watched these once. So you'll have to forgive me if I miss any details in these.
I only watched this shit once for the show because I'm much better off making it up as I go.
Yeah. So ultimately, the group gets split up. It's Wrecker and Hunter are on the planet's surface while fucking Omega, Echo, and Tech all got fucking trapped in one of the shipping containers and whoop, ship
Right.
takes off because they're like, oh, fuck, Bad Batch is here. Take off, take off, take off.
Right.
And luckily, you know, Omega has a wide knowledge of starships in the
Yes,
Empire.
yes.
And she just happened to know that, oh, yeah, we're in a Class G shipping freighter. So,
Yeah, it was class 4.
oh, I don't know what
freighter
I don't know what it was
I-
actually called, but
Yeah, I forget.
yeah, but she's like, and you know, the pods themselves have re-entry thrusters. So if we just eject the pods, then
Yeah.
they'll automatically stabilize on re-entry.
And Tech was like, I'm impressed. All right, let's.
Yeah.
Of all the characters in this show, Tech is my favorite.
Yeah.
I really like because he's like, this is the answer, and you're an idiot. Like he's that guy. Like,
Yeah.
no social cues whatsoever.
Right.
Just like,
And he actually has a good moment in episode 2 when it comes to like no real social awareness and things like that. So
yeah, it's like he's honestly he's like an autistic clone.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's like, and it's great. I really like it. I like the portrayal.
Yeah.
because it's consistent.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And yeah, that's kind of where this episode ends. Fucking Hunter and Wrecker are running through Dooku's palace. They go into that throne room that we've seen before.
Right.
They go through some fucking panel underneath to escape. So they're running through the ruins of Sereno from the clones while Omega and crew are, you know, free falling in the fucking shipping container, and that's
Right.
where this episode ends. Which, by the way, if she was wrong, they were fucking dead.
Yeah.
You know, so they had a lot of faith in her knowledge.
Well, I mean, they didn't really have a choice at that point, right? There was no escape pods.
Yeah, they jettisoned all the escape pods.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's really funny too, is these regs like are far and away just seem so much more intelligent and more tactical, like than
stormtroopers. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we're these tactics we're employing it with the surrounding and actually like doing shit that makes sense militarily.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're probably going to try to go to the escape pods. Well, fucking jettison
Eject
them all. Yeah.
Like, all right, done. Like,
Now what?
Like, shit. Damn it. Now, fuck. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's when Omega came up with the idea for the.
Yeah, there's always a way.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much where episode 1 ends. And getting into episode 2, the ruins of war. Just real quick to talk about Sereno. They mentioned when they got there that the city itself had been bombarded by the Empire, just like fucking Camino did at the end of the first season. So the Empire really did a number on their enemies.
Dude, I love that idea because wouldn't you do that? I mean, if you had a fucking starship that had the ability to do fucking bombardment like that, and you didn't have a giant fucking, space tit in the sky to fucking shoot a giant laser out of.
Yeah, yet.
Yeah, I can fucking like line up the Star Destroyers and just fucking like.
It's like, oh yeah, you guys started this big galactic war against us. Okay.
Yeah.
And fire. Boom.
Yeah, like it's battleships.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. Like, all right, we're gonna park our battleships off the coast, and we're just gonna keep lobbing fucking Volkswagen-sized munitions at your fucking country until you yield.
Yeah.
Or there's no place left to live.
Right. Or the woods.
Or it's kind of what we did.
Yeah.
Dude, sidebar, I was watching, what was I was doing something. Was I putting Legos together? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember what I was doing, but I had on the screen, I had, God, what was I doing? Fuck.
This is the part of the show where Dave completely brain farts and forgets something.
Yeah.
He'll struggle for a couple of minutes and it won't come to him. He'll remember next week.
Spoiler alert. Jeez.
I've played this game before. I know how it ends.
Regardless of that, so it was about World War II, like Corregidor, like, which, my grandfather Corregidor, so obviously it piqued my interest. But they were talking about just the firebombing of Tokyo and like what the country, like what Japan looked like afterwards, and then getting ready to
destination fucked.
Yeah, just and the poor fucks that were in like like my grandfather being one of them, that were going to be part of the invasion force, that knew full well that if they had gone into fucking Japan, what they were going to run into because of what they ended up enduring in Okinawa, and just like, holy shit, just, yeah. So let's bomb the shit out of them. Like, oh, here's this new thing. Like, what's his nuts? Fucking the SAC commander. What was his name? The guy who invented SAC.
I can't remember. I've blacked out all those days. Plus, I always hated those old flyers.
LeMay.
They'd be like, back in the sack days. Like,
Right.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think it was LeMay, but he wasn't LeMay. No, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, regardless, yeah, basically like, oh, here's fucking we're gonna have napalm, and just with thousands of fucking B-29s and just light everything on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it's aero bombardment.
Yeah.
Because it's effective.
Yeah. That's fucking war.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
War. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And so, The Ruins of War is the name of episode 2. Very fitting. Yeah. And we pick up right where we left off. Hunter and Wrecker are navigating through the ruins, trying to get away from the clones. And that clone commander Wilco is down on the ground as part of that team that's looking for them, while Omega and crew are still landing in the fucking escape pod.
Another weak ass name like Wilco. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like, it's
Captain Wilco.
Yeah, it's a radio acknowledgement, and you just chose to use it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They at one point, Hunter and Wrecker come across a droid separatist tank, which was kind of, nice little throwback, even though we're not that far removed from Clone Wars
Right.
at this point. So it wasn't like, oh my God, remember those? It's like, no, we just saw those last
they're
season.
not
So
they're not that fucking ancient.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
yeah, but they thankfully we didn't get any voiceovers from the battle droid guys there. Roger, Roger, but he did pick up the fucking corpse and just toss it. The Omega crew run across a survivor from Sereno. Dude's name is Romar, just some old dude,
Right.
Who's apparently in charge of a bunch of band of people who survived the fucking we'll say the purge of Sereno. And and this is after fucking Tech broke his femur, which
With
know
150 kilograms of pressure.
Yeah, to his femoral bone or whatever he said. Very, very technical about it. So the dude takes him back to his fucking abode, and that's where you get that moment where the dude's got this data core, and he's trying to fix it, and he asks Tech for help, and and Tech's like, oh, that's very interesting, a separatist data core. He's like, slow your fucking roll there, Chief. He's like, we're from Sereno, we're not separatists,
And he's like, oh, I haven't thought of it like that. Yeah, that's very
yeah. So yeah, they had a kind of a moment where it's like, yeah, no, we were just normal fucking people who got roped into this fucking whole war that Dooku got us involved in.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just yeah.
Yeah. And then the dude gives Omega a fucking kaleidoscope toy and, tries to tell her like it's, a toy. It's for having fun, which that's the most important thing, as
Right.
opposed to her like, constantly wanting to get back and like, we need to
Is
loot
this
the war
treasure?
chest.
Is this treasure? Is
Yeah.
this treasure?
The war chest. The war chest.
War chest? War chest.
Yeah.
War chest? Question mark?
Yeah.
War chest.
And
War chest.
which she eventually runs off to go get it anyway, even though everybody's telling her like, no, it's gone, let it go.
War chest.
Yeah, we Omega had a very tough time letting that go.
War chest.
Let's see, what else do we got?
Need to work on that in Australian accent.
War chest.
War chest.
Yeah.
War chest.
Well, hopefully we don't hear it much more this season.
War chest.
So yeah, they eventually escape through a lot of fighting, but yeah, this is where we actually do see some clone casualties when
Right.
Wrecker makes his like makeshift fucking side cannon. He's fucking blah blah, like blowing fucking holes in their fucking line.
I had to turn into a tank. Get out of
Yeah. Yeah, and then they're shooting down the fucking the bombers that are, or the ships
Right.
that are like attacking them.
Gunships. Yeah.
Oh, and then the speeders too, which have that same distinct speeder sound.
That I will say, like listening to it, like, oh, here's the blaster fire, the speeder sound.
Yeah,
like,
there's something so satisfying about those sounds. It's that is Star Wars, and it will always be Star Wars. And
Bert, you fucking genius.
yep, yeah, good shit. So we do get some clone casualties before they leave, and you see a moment where Captain Wilco is kind of like assessing the damage, and he sees the dead clones, and he's kind of has a pause for a minute, and then everybody gets away. Everything's all cool in the gang with Omega and Echo and Hunter and all that. So they're all that's kind of resolved. And then we go back to Captain Wilco, to the scene that you were talking about, where fucking Vice Admiral Rampart from last season shows up.
Right.
You know, he was the guy that was chasing them last season, and he thought that they were all killed in Camino when they fucking trapped him and like bombarded the fucking city. Which brings up a whole other question too.
That's what he reported to Tarkin.
Right, because he didn't want Tarkin on his ass. Because again, like as we're seeing in things like Andor and Bad Batch and all that, like the Imperial Officer Corps, fucking cutthroat to the very end. Like they do everything to kind of save their own skin. They'll throw somebody else under the bus, and it's very cutthroat environment.
Being fucking senior airman in maintenance.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, the Captain Wilco like mentions like, yeah, this was definitely Clone Force 99. I saw them. I recognized them.
I saw two of them with my own eyes.
Yeah. And Wilco's like, well, you know, we can't let Tarkin think that we failed. So we got to change the report. And Wilco's like, I'm not falsifying a report. And he's like, that's okay. And then blink.
I will.
Yeah. And that's it. He fucking shoots him and you just see his body just fall off the cliff from a distance. And it's like, wow, that got fucking dark really quick.
Yes. Like, yes, do it.
Yeah, which, you know, that makes me think, because it seemed to me like Rampart really believed that the clones were, or that the Bad Batch were dead. Like, I don't think he even falsified that first report. I think he legit thought that they were dead. The problem with that theory, though, is we know Crosshair got out.
Right.
You know, and Crosshair knew that they were all still alive from that scene at the end. And we know he's back with the Empire. That we've seen with the trailer. So did he not fucking say like, oh yeah, by the way, they're still alive?
He might not have.
Yeah. So I really want to know what happened there. But yeah, that's it. That's the first 2 episodes in a nutshell. I mean, I'm sure we missed a couple little details here and there, but yeah, it was like you said at the start, just nothing special. Just because Disney's been really good about starting these new series off kind of with a bang. Mm-hmm. And this one had a lot of action. It wasn't nothing new. It wasn't really anything to kind of grasp you, I guess.
Yeah, we waited for a while for this, right?
Yeah.
So I was just expecting it to be like, hey, this is a 2-episode release.
Yep. And the 2 episodes were a single story that got kind of resolved.
True. But it was not significant.
Right. And I think aside from like the minor character development, like what we saw with Tech and, you know, the realizing of the Separatists, like, oh yeah, they were real people too. And maybe a little bit of Omega development. It's like, you could probably toss these 2 episodes out and it wouldn't make a bit of difference in the overall storyline.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem, and why in a 16 episode series, like if you're going to start like this,
it sets a bad tone because we remember from watching the Clone Wars that there were a lot of turds of episodes in the Clone Wars. I know there's a lot of you out there that love the fucking Clone Wars, but let's be honest.
But even you out there that agree with that sentiment or that disagree with that sentiment, you know full well that there are definitely some episodes that are just like, yeah, that one's not the best.
Oh, there were ones that were more than that. There were some that were like, I want to like scratch my fucking eyeballs out, kind of bad.
Yeah.
So now we're talking the earlier seasons, really. Like it got consistently better in later seasons, but there were still throwaway episodes in some of the later seasons. Don't get me wrong. So it's just like, it feels like it's just a real continuation of Clone Wars, where it's just they're going to make as many seasons as they can. They're going to milk this for all that they can. And with that is going to come just by the numbers, just typical episodes that you can kind of take or leave. Now, don't get me wrong. I did not dislike these episodes at all. I enjoyed watching them once. I have no reason to ever go back and watch them again.
Yeah. So here's the other part, and this is probably the other way to think about this, and that's what I'm trying to tell myself, I guess.
Yeah.
Are we conditioned now at this point to just, hey, good enough is good enough? Do you know what I mean? Like, are we conditioned to a point where it's like, do we need to see something? I'm thinking more along the lines of like, I watch Star Wars that's happening within the Skywalker side, like, time frame, and I want to see resolution for certain things.
Right. Not just like some sort of vehicle to just make continuous episodes for God knows how long.
Like, this is like, if you're going to invoke certain things within this, like if we're telling the clone story,
right,
then let's tell the clone story. Like, did we tell any of the clone story today?
The only thing that we got was just that, you know, how, like with Admiral Rampart, how they still look at the clones as just like disposable chunks of meat that they can off at a moment's notice.
And I don't even like, that's not even I don't think that's the biggest takeaway. I think probably the takeaway here was, if there was any, was that this was still a regiment of clones, like,
right?
Entirely just of clones being led by a clone commander.
Yeah. Which, as we know, the Empire is in the process of replacing them at this point.
Right.
So the timeline.
This guy, and having autonomous leadership within the clones, and still, like, you know, hey, they had it wasn't like they were waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. It's like, no, they were legitimately, this was their mission, and this is what they were going to do.
Yeah.
So, but we're telling the clone story. I care less and less about the Bad Batch itself. Like, there's nothing about Wrecker or Tech or any of those guys. I mean, there's still Omega still has some intrigue.
Yeah, there's still some mystique around her character,
right? Because there's still a lot we don't know about that. But the rest of them, we don't need to develop their character. If we're going to use this vehicle to tell the clone story, I want to know more about what the clones are. Like, I want to use this, like, all right, Roger Wilco fucking like stands there and actually puts together the fact that, yes, okay, this is the Bad Batch. They weren't killing us.
Yeah, they're deliberately not killing.
What is their game plan? Like, what are they doing? Let's try and figure this out.
Yeah,
like,
and then,
what
like,
exactly is happening?
Yeah, or who's really the bad guys in the situation?
Right.
You know, that kind of thing.
Like, actually have some thought about it, and, like, maybe, you know, engage with other clones. But instead, you fucking shoot that guy in the face.
Right.
So it's like, well, okay, I guess we're not gonna have him talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Right. He's not gonna go call fucking Rex, and, you know, or talk to Cody or anybody. Like, so you just basically pissed away 2 episodes. You know, just to get him out there. And I think we expect more than that.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe we were spoiled with Andor because Andor was so fucking good.
I think we're spoiled in general.
Yeah, we're Star Wars fans. It's our thing. It's what we do.
I think we're spoiled in general.
Yeah.
No, I have to agree with this. Like, the Wanda Sykes character was the takeaway. That was our takeaway.
Yeah.
Like, calling out these fucking dudes, like, for clones, you all look different. That guy's got a tattoo on his face. Yeah, that's not going to stand out. You know?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like that's the fucking takeaway. Like,
all right, that's fair.
Sid brings in some random person, and you know, that person says that this intel is going to cost something. The war chest itself, I don't think, is the biggest part of this story. I think that part of the story is going to play out. But like I said, I feel like I was disappointed. Let's face it, I'm not the biggest Bad Batch fan as it is, but I was just disappointed in general, because if I was just expecting a little bit more of something about the clones.
Yeah,
because this is why I'm going to watch this vehicle.
Right. That's why I was so intrigued with the last season, because we did get some revelations about the clones and the process that the Empire started to make of replacing them, and was hoping that, you know, we'd see more of that storyline right out the gate. But unfortunately, they're gonna
not even really a tease of it either.
Yeah, and like no tickling of the balls or nothing.
Nothing. So my taint is completely unsatisfied, which is a shame.
Yeah,
it does. It likes that. Likes a little.
We're learning a lot about Dave today. So yeah, that's that's pretty much it. Which is, I mean, fuck. It's gonna be a short episode if we cut it off here.
Well, I mean,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let's finish our final thoughts on this, and then I have one other Star Wars thing to talk about. So
well, yeah, we can do our final thoughts, and then we can do this.
yeah. Oh, here is okay. Before we do that, did you know that the fucking critics, like for some reason, a shitload of critics have already seen the entire fucking season of
Really?
Bad Batch? Yeah.
No, I had
There's
no
already
idea.
fucking reviews out there of the whole fucking season. And I'm like, why would Disney do that?
I don't
Like
know.
put out the whole season for critics to review, because unfortunately I took a peek at some of the headlines of them, because if you go on like Metacritic or whatever, it always has like that one like paragraph that's, you know, kind of gives you the basic of their review.
Right.
And you know, I read some shit that I'm like, fuck, I don't want to read that. It's not spoilers per se, but just I don't want to see this. Like after 2 episodes, I'm not going to get to see the other 14 episodes for the next, you know, and for at least for another 2 months.
Which personally I like. I like the fact that we're getting this every week.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't want to binge it for sure.
yeah, I hate hate's a strong word, but
Mm-hmm.
I prefer not to have everything at once, because then even like for this show, right? Selfishly, for a podcast that is a weekly podcast, it's nearly impossible for us to do an entire series and then talk about it with any type of poignancy and relevancy,
Right.
right? Because we need time to be able to digest it, and you know, time to be able to put the show together.
And sometimes there's just like a single episode is just a throwaway.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much to talk about there.
So, but there's time constraints to it. So at least if there's one episode a week, you can make time for it. We can schedule, and you know, we have our show.
Yeah, which by the way, just so you all know, the next time we're talking about Bad Batch will be on January 30th, where we cover episodes 3, 4, and 5.
Yes. So I do like having it singled out. Now I know not to look for any fucking critical shit.
Yeah, no, the critics have seen the entire season already, which it's like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Because if it's bad, like if the critics don't have good things to say, why is anybody going to watch the fucking show? You know, was Disney that fucking confident that they're like, oh, this is the greatest thing we've ever made? Let's show it to the critics now so that they can get the fucking, you know, all the stupid internet fans excited. So that's all I had to say. I thought that was dumb.
It is dumb.
All right.
I don't like it.
So before we wrap this episode up, because I did want to talk about a couple other things, we're going to take a very quick break, I think.
Yes.
And be back after this very quick word from our sponsors. And actually, while he's doing that, I can pop my happy pill. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin in an hour. Don't do drugs, kids. All right. Let's see what the chat has to say today. What? What are we talking about? Mascots and horny toads? Wait, no. Right there. Like the horned toad has a Christian school okay. Bad Batch appear in live action? Oh, there you go. That's an interesting question. Will they appear in live action? Tamura would have to play them all. I don't know. Would he though? Couldn't they recast those conceptually, because their appearances are different enough from the standard clones where I think they could recast that role for live action.
What's that?
So Tina in the chat asked, will the Bad Batch appear in live action? Tamura Morrison would have to play them all. And I'm like, I don't know. I think they could recast all those roles.
Well,
you know?
yeah, for the Bad Batch, because
Yeah, you know,
they're all
Stallone could.
different.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone could be Hunter.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger could be Wrecker.
or Batista.
Oh, Dave Bautista. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I think they intentionally look different enough to where you could recast the role.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, for the Bad Batch for sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm taking the P ticker off. All right. You ready to resume?
I am.
All right. Then give me a countdown and we'll get back. And we're back. So, before we carry on, I do want to talk about something we were talking about on the break. And Tina in the chat had asked about seeing the Bad Batch in live action. Because we've seen clones, well, clones started in live action, but, you know, we've seen Tamura Morrison reprise his role as an older clone.
Right.
And, you know, she's wondering, like, will we see the Bad Batch in live action? And if so, would it be Tamura Morrison, you know, cast as the entire batch? And in my personal opinion, I think that you could get away with recasting those roles because of how different these guys look from the original clones. So, yeah, I think you could totally recast them. Now, will we actually see them in live action? Highly doubt it, unfortunately, because of the time frame that they fall in. I don't know. And I would imagine the Bad Batch also has the advanced aging, right? They have to. Yeah, so they're going to be old as shit come like sequel trilogy times, like probably dead at that point. So I just, yeah, I don't think we'll ever see them in live action, but if we ever did, I think you want to recast those roles.
I barely like them as animated.
Yeah, well, we know how you feel about the Batch.
Yeah, I just.
So you don't give a shit.
I
way.
can't see a scenario where I'd be like, oh man, I really wish they would play that in live action.
Yeah,
I mean,
play that funky live action. So, anything else on Bad Batch before we move on?
No.
All right. I still enjoy the show. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying I was hoping for more excitement, more revelations out of the gate. I'm certain we're still going to get some throughout the course of this season. It's just we just got to have patience, like the Jedi.
Right. Because the Jedi, sir, they're right. Right. They haven't made any mistakes.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
They certainly didn't cause the fucking, you know, the Emperor to start fucking, you know, murdering everyone.
Yeah, no, they didn't fucking.
They didn't have anything.
They didn't shit all over Anakin and
nope.
have their stupid fucking rules.
Right. They basically decimate the entire fucking. No, they're perfect.
So speaking of Jedi and Fallen Jedi, when I bought, are you okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay, you just gave me a look. When I bought Squadrons on Steam, I also bought Jedi Fallen Order.
Nice.
Because it was also stupid cheap. It was like $5 or $6. So I bought that and Squadrons at the same time. So I'm going to be replaying Jedi Fallen Order before Jedi Survivor comes out. And when I say replaying, I mean I'm going to actually try to play through the whole game this time, because I have heard nothing but good things about it. I just hate that style of game, but I'm going to try to suck it up. I'm going to try to be a man, and I'm going to try to get through that fucking game. And I'm going to do it on PC too, which, by the way, that fucking controller that I showed last week, you didn't even see it, did you?
No.
The Stormtrooper controller?
No.
I'll bring it in for next episode. But you can use those as a PC controller also. Like that, you can make them on the Xbox or as a Windows controller. So
you can do that with the Xbox X controller.
Yeah. So same concept. So I'm going to use that as my PC controller, I think, and I'm going to play Jedi Fallen Order with that. So
I should do that with. Maybe I'll do the same thing. Oh, that doesn't matter because I have it on the Xbox. So it really...
Oh, I do too. But I just like it was on sale. It's like, you want to buy me, don't you? Don't you buy me? I'm one of the only Star Wars games on Steam that you don't have yet. I'm $5. I'm only $5. That's how they get me.
Yeah, I don't see. You have a major investment in Steam that I don't have.
Yes. Yeah. It's not healthy, honestly. But it is what it is. I have a lot of Steam games. I've played small, tiny fraction.
So smooth.
So small.
My penis is so smooth.
Tiny fraction of the games that I actually own on Steam. My whole plan was, once I retire from the military, then I'll start really like chipping away at my my Steam games library. You know what I did? I bought
more games.
Yeah, I bought a new game and I'm playing that now. Not playing any of the old games that I already owned, but no, I'm playing this new game. So it's
That sounds about right.
yeah. So
That's how that works.
so fuck me, right? So, but anyway, what I would like to do is I would like to finish Jedi Fallen Order for reals this time and us do a bit of a retrospective on that right before the new game comes out, because with the new game is also coming out a new novel that takes place between the two games. So we're talking about in March, in addition to fucking talking about Mandalorian, we've also got the Jedi Fallen Order book and the Jedi Survivor game,
Right.
all to fucking dive into. So it's
And crazy gold medallions.
oh, and by the way, Bad Batch is still going to be going on in March.
Right.
So it's going to be a busy fucking month, Star Wars wise. March is going to feel like October through December of 2015. If you remember, we had so much Star Wars to consume.
Oh my god, it was erection-inducing Star Wars. Oh.
So hopefully this is even like slightly comparable to that time. Which that's a great shirt, by the way.
Thanks. It's a little disturbing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Seeing your own hand as J-Lo on a shirt in that style, and it's 4 of them.
Yeah. It's something.
Yeah.
It is definitely something.
Just imagine if somebody drew a pair of tits on you and threw you onto a
Wait,
shirt
you don't
also.
see your tits on this fucking shirt. Though.
True.
Only some very select few have actually seen the OG
Yeah.
picture. Huh. That should be in the studio.
The original?
Yeah. We should print that and get it in the studio.
Okay.
Speaking of print, I wonder if I could 3D print that.
Why would you 3D print it?
Because why not?
Can you do that with a 3D printer? Can you put in like a picture and it do like a 3D kind of mock-up of it?
You'd have to actually draw it out.
Oh, okay. You'd have to like trace it or something.
Yeah, because like 3D printer, there's really it's the trick to doing stuff in a 3D printer is the supporting structure. Like, so you have to, if you're going to make something, you have to know where the supporting structure needs to be.
Right.
So as you're like, are you doing the layers? Like you have to, all right, here's this level of supporting structure so that it'll start making that. And then as it gets up there, like, so if it was you laying down, right? So it'd be like, you're up on your elbow. So it'd start making the elbow, but then there's like a space between your head and the elbow, right? So then that space, there'd be a supporting structure.
Okay, I got it.
So you have to, get all those structures built into it. And I think there's probably software out there that helps you do that.
Sure.
That's a big part of it.
Interesting.
So that's the stuff I didn't get a chance to play with before school started. And now
Right.
that school started, I'm probably not going to have as much fun with.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true.
I'm doing a biomechanics thing right now, so maybe I can somehow incorporate.
Biomechanics, huh?
Yeah, that's
the class that
that's
you're
this
taking?
semester. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of fucking crazy anatomy shit in there. Like, oh, let's jam. You've had no anatomy experience whatsoever throughout your entire fucking undergrad or anything up to this point. Let's do it at a 600 level. Awesome.
Yeah, why not?
Why the fuck not?
Sounds great.
Oh my god.
All right.
The
Well,
worst.
you ready to wrap this up? Like,
I don't
is
know. Am
is Miss Lopez going to come out? Because I'm turning into a pumpkin soon. So,
Man. Miss Lopez is not
she's not ready.
on schedule
All right.
because we're early.
Well, while you're doing that, well, it's because there wasn't much to talk about in these 2 episodes. Honestly,
Because they're not good.
we can talk about what we're talking about next week.
Crazy
Which-
gold medallions.
No, next week we are talking about Chappelle Show season 2. Yeah, so we're finally getting into season 2 of Chappelle Show. We're doing the first 4 episodes, culminating in the most iconic episode of the whole series. If you can't guess what that is at this point, then I don't know why you're watching.
Yes,
But
there will be. It's a celebration.
yes. So, yeah, we're doing Chappelle Show next week. In 2 weeks, on January 23rd, I found an article that talks about the 7 moments that ruined Star Wars. We're going to talk about this article. We're gonna critique these 7 moments that they brought up that allegedly ruined Star Wars, and then maybe we'll even have a list of our own that maybe not necessarily things that ruined Star Wars, because Star Wars is not ruined by any stretch of the imagination,
Right.
but maybe like a top 5 things that made us cringe in Star Wars, which that was more along the lines of what this list was, but they were so dramatic with the headline: 7 moments that ruined Star Wars.
Ruined! It's ruined! No!
Right. So, yeah, we're doing that on January 23rd. And then on January 30th, like I said, we're getting back into the Bad Batch episodes 3, 4, and 5. And then we are participating in Star Wars Podcast Day on February 7th, which is a Tuesday. I know, but Dave already agreed that he can shift his schedule a day. So on February 7th, Star Wars Podcast Day, we are doing a very special episode. Should we tell them now, or do we want to wait?
I don't know. I think our social media director should tell us whether or not we should wait.
All right.
Because that might, might affect the boom,
Okay, that's true. All right. So Kelly, you let us know if you want us to announce it or if you want
Right.
us to wait.
Right.
So,
Because we could wait.
yeah. Because maybe we'll make it a surprise.
Bro,
Surprise, motherfucker.
out of that advent calendar, right?
Looks like a gumball.
That advent calendar, she said wait.
Okay.
This came out of the advent calendar. This is a soccer ball that comes with the Vader minifigure,
Mhm.
right? It's Vader in a tank top, by the way. This thing is the most swallowable fucking Lego thing I've ever seen in my entire
Is it?
fucking life. It
Oh
is
my god. Like I want to eat this right now.
Yes. I look at it, it's like, oh, it looks like a fucking
Yeah, it looks like a little gumball or something. Like,
right. It's a
like little piece of
gumball
candy.
or a fucking yogurt covered raisin.
Yeah,
or-
if you get this around like a 3-year-old, they're going to eat it.
that's going to go in their mouth.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way that it's not.
And it's gonna fucking choke them too. Look at this.
That is the most.
It's a marble. It's the size of a marble, and they're gonna fucking choke on this.
I don't know how they got away with it.
What ages does this box say?
It's I don't know.
And there it goes. Yeah, children shouldn't be handled by children under 3 years old. No shit.
Yeah, because I don't know. Even after 3, I'm fucking 47. I want to put this in my fucking mouth. I'm just like I keep looking at it, and I'm like, it's just.
And it keeps rolling around too. It keeps rolling off of the fucking table.
Be careful, kids. I feel like you may need to confiscate it.
Yeah.
Kristen might need to come in here and put it up.
Yep. So
She's
all
gonna
right.
put it on top of the fridge where we can't get it.
Yep. Miss Lopez. Miss Lopez? Are you there? Are you coming out? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're ready for you. I know it's a little early, but the Bad Batch was uneventful. So, hey, there she is.
I feel like I'm not put together yet.
You do look a little odd for some reason.
I know. I feel a little off.
Yeah, like your eyes are a little low.
Yeah, it's like weird.
That's fine. We'll... Jesus.
That doesn't look any better.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, you look like you had a rough weekend.
I look a little crazy, right? It's a little crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I gotta be careful not to lean too far forward, because then I'm like in between the screens.
Yeah, then nobody can see
So
you.
nobody can see me
Mm-hmm.
because they want to see me.
Yeah,
Look at this shirt.
that's a great shirt.
Look at this.
Yeah, look at that. You've got your own T-shirt.
Oh,
It was bound to happen.
oh.
Is somebody calling Dave?
Yeah, hang on. Hi, John. You're on the show.
Oh, it's our good friend, the John,
Yes.
former guest on the
Yeah,
show.
we are live right now.
Hi, John.
Jason says hi. John says hi.
This is the moment where Dave gets a phone call during the show,
Yes.
which happens consistently.
There's only a couple people that actually will ring through.
Normally, it's his wife,
Yeah.
but this time it's the John.
Yeah. What? Yeah. John says he could use another laborer tomorrow.
I'm sure. I can't take the time off of work, though.
Okay.
Hopefully Truncated Silence will get all this.
I don't know. You need to ride back to the base? Back to the house? Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I'll just bring you back to the house. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm just gonna play with my lightsaber.
I've got
while
the
he's on
J-Lo
phone.
puppet mouthing what I'm saying right now.
It's very disturbing.
Like in as part of our conversation. You should. Yeah. See, at least they got something. It's not like bad lip reading. Roger that. All right, see ya. Bye.
And this was another episode of Dave Gets Interrupted by a Phone Call.
I wish I got phone calls during the show.
I'm surprised you don't, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you know why?
Why?
I don't have a phone.
True. You don't have a microphone either.
No, I don't.
I saw my note that I made last week or 2 weeks ago. Whenever the hell we made the note
I swear
about.
to God, one of my eyes is gonna just pop off.
It might be disturbing. That might be the second most disturbing thing people have seen on video this week.
What was it first? Was it
some-
you with the
No, some
the
dude almost
pillow?
dying on a football field, but that's
Oh yeah,
that's
that
another
too.
thing.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. So your eye popping out would only be the second most traumatic thing.
Dude, I saw on basketball. I saw a guy's eye get poked out live.
Ugh.
Yeah, Randy Foy on the Villanova Wildcats.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like boop. It's just boop. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And then he was like standing there with it in his hand.
Oh,
and then it was like,
God.
oh my God, it was ridiculous. Yeah, Google that shit.
No, I will not. I will never
It's out there,
Google it.
people. Google it.
I will never
Yeah,
Google somebody getting their eye poked out. Blech.
Google.
How do they get it back in? Do they just?
Yeah, just boop. Just boop. Just pop it back in.
What if it's not straight? Like,
Well, it's like you know how like if the string in your hoodie gets pulled out, just kind of like shove it back in the hole and.
will it? But like, what if you put it in upside down? Will I be seeing things upside down in my fucking?
I think it's got like a notch, so you can't put it in upside down.
Oh, okay.
It's like this side up.
Oh,
On there.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it says it right there. It's
There's like instructions
yeah,
on the eyeball.
It's handy how it does that.
Oh, that's great to know.
Or it's like googly eyes, and it doesn't matter what side they're put on, because then it just. you see, they could be upside down for me right now.
God. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because they're just gonna fall into place.
Yeah. So, you gonna do our reads this week?
Yeah. Dragon Buddy, did you see it? Did you look?
Oh God, is he pulling it up live?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I share Luna Girl's sentiments. Blech.
Yeah. It's not cool.
Yeah, I will never watch that. So
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's awful. You're welcome, everyone.
yeah. So anyway, you got some reads for us?
Yeah, I do. No, I had something else. What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do?
Well, we were showing off the T-shirt when Dave got his phone call.
Yeah, the John. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gonna come help him move?
Am I going to?
Yeah, you can drive up to Ewing. Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know. Like, I don't get out of work until 4. I can't take any time off. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we could talk offline.
Yeah.
Probably should have done that in the first place.
Yeah.
No, I had something. Else. I can't remember. Shit.
Well, maybe it'll come to you during the reads. You're like Dave. You forget
I
things
forget
easily.
things. And I don't know what happened. You know what it was? I hit my head on a damn fucking thing at John's when I was helping him move.
Now, when you say you hit your head,
Right.
did J-Lo hit her head or did Dave hit his head?
Yes.
Well, see, there's two different things.
No, not really.
Well, to me there is. See, to me, J-Lo's head is right there.
Is an esoteric sense?
Okay.
There's no difference.
Okay. All right, I understand. I think I follow.
Yeah, you got it? You
Yeah.
got me? You picking up what I'm laying down?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Because I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about.
Because I'm assuming that if, like, you mean that you, like, whacked your head, then Dave would come in like, a cast.
Right.
That's kind of what I envision when I hear you say you hit your head.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Because your head is right there.
no.
Okay.
I mean, I could have,
Right.
but I don't think it would have the same effect.
Okay, but...
Man, I might talk funny, though. If I had a cast on, I'd probably
You'd be like Kenny. Yeah, I don't think Dave could switch hands.
Oh, you might like that. Yeah, no, Dave couldn't do that.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
It's got to be left-handed only.
Yeah, because he's one of those devil people.
Yeah. Well, that and it'd be weird with right-handed and the way the camera is.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of what dictated the whole thing, you know.
That is true because of like
It was
like
the
if,
camera position.
oh, we could switch seats though, he and I.
No, you can't do that.
No?
No, people would fucking lose their minds. Dude, if we switch sides, oh my god.
Is Dave one of those people that would lose
yes.
their minds?
Oh my god, he would, yes, it did not go well at all.
All right, fair enough.
Don't do that.
All right.
Don't do that.
So anyway, can we get on with the reads?
All right.
All right, let's do it.
We're doing the reads. All right. Somebody told me I got hair in my mouth. All right. After our stream, I'm gonna sing it. I don't know.
We don't pay you to sing on the show.
I don't know where that came from. It's from watching that Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah.
Those tight pants.
I heard that was God.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Jesus Christ.
After our stream at 2100, 9 p.m. Eastern, after the weekend, we'll be reviewing the 1999 cult classic Galaxy Quest. Oh, that's awesome! I love
what a great
Galaxy
movie.
Quest. That's a great movie.
Yep.
Sigourney Weaver with her titties all pushed up. Oh, yeah, see. Hop into their live chat and tell them the Sidebar Cantina sent you. Yeah, tell them Hennifer wants to see Sigourney Weaver's titties.
I didn't know you swung that way.
Specifically. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. A little column A, a little column B.
Yeah, you're in Hollywood, so
Yeah, it's okay.
I think that's just kind of assumed.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Carry on.
The Red 5 Network now has 29.
I'm 37.
What a weird fucking number.
Yeah.
29. I think we should just say 37 all
Yeah,
the time.
why not? Fuck it.
I'm 37.
37 podcasts, of which 29 are active. We'll go with that.
There you go.
Has 37
I'm 37.
podcasts, which I just made up. However, 29 of them are real and active. Yeah.
And we're one of them.
And we are hopefully one of them.
Yeah.
Podcast from the content creators. We really shouldn't go off script. So, check out our new and approved
It's all this
bio.
we.
Check out our new and approved bio.link/red5. That's bio.link/red5 to browse this amazing lineup. I wonder if bio.link/red and then 5 spelled out is also linked to the thing.
Probably.
Yeah,
Highly likely.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Should trademark that shit.
Yeah.
Sidebar news! Has that always been like that? Has that always been there? Like that? Sidebar news?
You're the one who reads it. I don't fucking know.
I don't either.
Oh my God.
That did hit my head. Did I mention that?
You did mention that.
It's all John's fault.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening now. now that you've interrupted the show. Now I hope you're watching. Are you watching? John! I hope you're disturbed right now, John.
Can't be any more disturbed than I am.
Don't let Jacqueline see this. Once again, we'll be participating in Star Wars Podcast Day on September... No, it's February 7th.
Yes.
Don't know why I said September. This year, the date falls on a Tuesday. So, we will have a live stream change the schedule for that week. Oh, fuck Dave all up. So far, we are one
37?
Plus 22 podcast, Star Wars podcast, taking part around the world. 59 podcasts taking part around the world. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think we've got a good topic lined up, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, which we can't talk about yet
Correct.
because we were told not to.
Right. But we can still tickle the balls.
And the taint. Don't forget the taint.
Yeah. Yes, the taint too.
Thank you.
All right.
Follow Star Wars Pod Day on any of the socials for weekly updates. Luna Girl will be taking off a week from the socials starting Sunday the 15th. We promise she'll be back on January 22nd with morning coffee posts and Cyber Cantina news. Cantina Family Happenings! Just because I felt like shouting it.
Oh, it's not bolded or anything?
Well, it is bold and it's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
There's little stars next to everything too. It's not like the regular bulletized thing. It's like there's little stars.
Oh.
I don't even know how you do that in Notepad, honestly.
And Notepad? Oh, fuck, I have no idea.
Yeah, Luna Girl. Let's see. Tomorrow. Use and Abuse Pod will be reviewing 22 movie Elvis with special guest Nicole. Join Scott and Kim at 1700 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.
That's good. Oh, I fucking hated Annie so much. Fuck that movie.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there, Jason.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack with that.
Yeah.
Is it a fear of bald men or little red-haired girls?
It was just stupid. It was just dumb.
You don't think they're all like dancing around in the orphanage? Like, oh look, we're cleaning the floors and singing and dancing.
I don't know.
And then some rich guy with a like weird servant guy shows up and says, "Hey, I'm gonna take you."
I mean, I believe that happens,
Yeah, probably.
but I think the end result is not going to be.
Yeah, she's like
jolly.
she's like a sex slave after that. It's not like
I mean, I wasn't just going to come out and say that,
like,
but
oh, hey, you're gonna having a whole new life. Yeah, look at how exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whole new life. Like as a crack whore. Annie, the 2020 version.
yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Annie, the sex trafficking.
Yeah, Annie 2, sex traffic.
I think there was an Annie too.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It should be an Annie, like Annie the prequel. Sex trafficking.
Anyway.
After a scary week in the NFL, a booth in the back will be reviewing our Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football Super Bowl on Wednesday. We have a new champion who will be making a special appearance and a new King of the Losers.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a crack whore.
We need that on a shirt.
In the Annie font. Like, in the Annie font, that would be awesome.
Oh my god.
Just crack whore.
Kelly, write this down.
Crack whore.
Annie is a crack whore in the Annie font.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking great.
Oh my
I'll take 2. We have a new champion making a special appearance. And, oh, that's who the special appearance was. Remember how at the beginning of the show, how me or Dave or whatever said that, hey, don't we have a guest today?
Right.
Right? And then you were like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Dave. Oh, you're so stupid. And I'm like,
Those
no,
weren't my exact
no,
words, but-
stupid. You're stupid. I know I heard it. And then I'm like, no, Dave. No.
God, are you okay?
So, I forget where I was going. Oh, no. There was a thing. Big Swede's going to be on the other show. It's going to be on the
Okay. He's going to be on booth in the back.
He's going to be on booth in the back. Yes,
Okay.
as a guest.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
that's. And I know I heard that from last week, and that's what I transposed to today.
Oh, okay.
I'm Jason. Look at me. I'm so smart.
Well, I knew we didn't have a guest this week, so I mean, I don't know where the fuck that was coming from. Sorry that Dave confused Booth in the Back's guest with our guest.
You know
Or-
what?
Whatever. Finish the reads.
We have a new champion who will be making a special appearance, and a new king of the losers, Matt, aka our orange jacket guy. Lunar Girl will be contacting. This is all in quotes or in parentheses. Lunar Girl will be contacting you with an address where to mail the toilet bowl trophy. Catch Don Brady, LG, live at 1800 6 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Facebook Live and our Cyber Cantina group. Sorry.
Oh God. Jesus.
Now, you know how when you stay in a hotel and the air is all weird?
Sometimes,
And
yeah.
You get to, like...
Depends on the quality of the hotel, but yeah.
It's like, anymore, it's in, like, any hotel.
I don't know. I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
I stay in a lot of hotels.
Yeah, I think my sinus is just shitty.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
because I have no nose.
That could very well be it.
Yeah. It's problematic.
Yeah.
ATSW, the escape pod, will return on Wednesday with docking for repairs. The bros will have some changes to the pod they will be sharing. Ooh, intrigue. Check out Don de la Snooch, Brady Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy at 1905, 705 Eastern. Stranger Things Has Happened will be live this Saturday with Season 2 finale review of Chapter 9, The Gate. Join Snooch and LG live at 1900, 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter at StrangerTHH
They're also on Instagram now. They followed me today.
And
I
now
followed
on
them back.
Instagram.
Yeah, they're Stranger Pod.
No, it's not Stranger. It's Stragger, according to this.
Well, it's Stranger on Instagram.
So,
Stranger Pod.
yeah, it's yeah. Look for it that way, because it may be mistyped in the read. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lunar Girl have it right on the socials. Layman's Terms released his back, a people review of who we lost in 2022. Subscribe to Layman's Terms on YouTube and follow him in the socials for announcements on upcoming releases. No news from Sweet Studios or the Orange and Fed Show, but be sure to follow them on the socials for announcements on upcoming releases. Sweet's too busy enjoying his win, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
You ready?
I am.
You can find us at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina, where you will find our links to YouTube, audio, Patreon, and our latest Spotify music mixtape from last week. And all social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and Discord, and Twitter.
Twicker?
Tweaking! I'm tweaking! Ah! It's Crack Whore Annie! Ah!
Oh, we could get you to play Crack Whore Annie in the new...
I don't do red wigs.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't do it. It doesn't. It sets off my eyes.
All right, fair enough.
Also in our bio link is our TeePublic merch shop. We have F Cancer and Jason Rose designs, our super sexy sidebar chick, our beloved Hennifer. Looks like this. Yeah, look at it. Oh.
In all its glory.
In all its glory. Our Cyber Cantina logo, and from a Gen X point of view, throwbacks. There are t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers and pens, wallets, magnets, notebooks, laptop cases, pillows! It's all caps.
Yep.
Just about anything you can imagine. Sidebar family member Wally Frogmore is currently working on a new design for LG that will make an appearance in
He
the shop
is?
in the near future. And we mentioned this last week too.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, I must not have caught that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Lunar Girl has a couple other designs she's working on. Stay tuned for updates, including Crack Whore Annie. Make sure to tag us on the socials and show off that's fine, sweet ass merch.
Yeah.
Reviews!
Was that a wolf howling at the moon? No new reviews.
Motherfuckers. You want to see Crack Whore Annie? Do you enjoy Crack Whore Annie and all the other fine establishments of this podcast? Then you should write a review.
Yeah.
Luna Girl is bored, as it says so right here. So please write us a 5-star review on Apple. Don't have an Apple account? Our Facebook page is a review feature too. Fuckers. Just screenshot your review before you hit done. And DM us the pic on Instagram. It's so fucking easy.
It is. It's very easy.
I hope you hit that like button too. I know you were all in there watching. Creepers. Oh, waiting, watching, looking for the googly eyes and chicken? What?
Chicken?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I like how you looked at Dave when you asked that question. Like, what the fuck was that?
I have no idea what's going
Like
on.
you're asking him.
Tell us what you love or even hate about the show. Jennifer Lopez or Hank or you, the mama, or somebody fun. We'll read your review word for word or in the next episode. Plus, Luna Girl will send you swag. Don't you want swag from Luna Girl? Do it for her because she doesn't have enough to do. That's a lie. I bet that's a lie.
Yeah.
I bet she has plenty to do.
I have a feeling she's very
She does
busy.
a lot for a lot of the podcasts here on the
like,
Red 5 Network.
She's very ingrained in Red 5.
Yes, she is. She does a lot. The Luna Girl.
Yeah.
She's doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like Crack Whore Annie.
Is Crack Whore Annie doing a lot of things
Oh,
besides
yeah.
sitting around and smoking crack
yeah.
and
You
being a
think-
sex slave?
You think my lips are chapped? Oh boy, you
God.
should see that. Oh, sheet.
Wow. I don't think we can top that. Are you almost done?
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That was another interesting read by you, and it's never a dull moment, that's for sure. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week.
I'll get this hair figured out
Okay.
at some point.
Maybe fire your hairdresser, get a new one.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, we'll see you later, J-Lo.
Bye.
Oh, God. Where do we come up with this shit? Crack Whore Annie. Oh, God. It's just, it's so funny.
I don't know.
Oh.
If my therapist is watching right now, I really don't know.
Do you think your therapist does watch the show?
I have a new therapist, so maybe.
Oh, boy. All right, then.
It's all for your entertainment, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, my ears are starting to hurt, and my pill is starting to kick in, so it is time for us to go. So, thank you, everybody, for sticking with us and watching the show. And, again, I'm keeping faith that Bad Batch is going to get better, so
Yeah.
don't poo-poo it yet. And that's really all I got. Dave, you got anything?
Negative.
All right, we'll see you next week for Chappelle Show Season 2.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
It's going to be the good season. And thank you one last time, everybody. And until next time, Dave and everybody else, may the force be with
May
you.
the force be with you. The invisible Diet Coke.
Yeah, man.
It's a giant Diet Coke advertisement in Times Square. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Now what do I click?
That was good. Alrighty. Ah, God, my ears hurt so much. I don't know why more this week than before. She needs to go. Jesus Christ, Scott. I'm never gonna hear the end of that.
Oh, that was a great bit. That was such a good bit.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the classics that will never
Oh my God.
go away.
Again.
For the
Where's this stuff come from?
I don't know. Once J-Lo gets that wig on and those eyes going, and we just start rolling, it's
Something happens.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Jason fucks pillows. Annie's a crack whore.
Yep. With that,
Yeah, we got to go.
Yep.
I'm about to crash hard.
Yeah.
So
and I have to start. I literally start school tonight. So I'm probably
the master's degree carries on.
sadly.
Yep.
Gotta
All right.
figure out how dumb I am.
All right, guys. Catch you later.
Bye.